Hello friends, and welcome to week 4 of my year challenge. I've got a fun plan for today, but first I want to clarify a little bit about my video last week. So I didn't really show what a complete implementation intention looks like, so I want to go back and clarify the formula. They basically take one of two forms. I will do blank at blank, or when blank happens, I will blank. Implementation intentions are about creating specificity, so they really don't work without a specific cue. Now, ordinarily those cues will come in the form of a time and location. That is, I will meditate at 7 a.m. in my bedroom. But you can also make a cue out of an expected obstacle. For instance, let's say at 7 a.m. every morning, you sit down to meditate, but then your dog starts whining to go outside. Your new implementation intention can be, when the dog whines, I will take her outside and then continue meditating immediately when I return. Now, if the dog whines every morning at 7 a.m., then you might revisit your implementation intention. Maybe it makes more sense to take the dog out first, then meditate. Now your cue can be something like, I will meditate immediately after walking and feeding the dog. Now, my argument is that self-compassion is essential to make this formula work. If at any point you get angry at yourself for letting your dog stop you from meditating, you're likely to give up entirely. But when you come alongside yourself with understanding, you're much more likely to overcome the obstacle and find a solution that works for you. Okay, so now on to what I learned this week, or rather, what I will learn right now. So yesterday there was a massive storm that tore through the entire East Coast. Just look at it. Inconvenience as far as the eye can see. I figured it would be a good opportunity to learn a song about snow. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm setting a timer for an hour. During that hour, I'm going to prepare and perform Samuel Barber's Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening. I'm going to start by recording myself sight reading through it, one take. You're going to get that take warts and all. Once I've done that, I'm going to look over that video and catch moments of things I'd like to improve upon as if I'm teaching myself a voice lesson. I will let you in on that process and show you the tools that I use, though at the time of recording this, I have no idea what those tools will be. Finally, I'll run through it again, hopefully implementing the improvements that I intended. What I hope to illustrate is how mindful practice can generate powerful results in a fairly short period of time. Alright, I'm about ready to start, but first let's cut to the year progress for this week. See you on the other side. Alright, I'm gonna give myself a scale real quick. Whose words these are, I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have 1-hour timer starts now. Alright, I actually don't hate it, and I am super grateful to my dog for deciding that he was gonna give his harnessed bells a shake at one point. It was a real good shake. Anyway, I'm burning daylight here. First things first, there's some wrong notes I gotta fix, so I'm gonna clear that up right now. First mistake is measure 11, pickups to 12. With snow, I didn't find that C sharp, and then I was low on this G sharp, so let's give that another go. My little horse must think it queer. Okay, so that's correct. I'm going to do that one more time. Somewhere I also mixed up a quarter note and an eighth note pickup. I think it's measure 22. Gives his harnessed bells a shake to ask. And that should fix all the pitch and rhythm problems. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sing through this phrase by phrase. I'm actually going to start at the end, and I'm going to do it on a single vowel. What I'm hoping to get out of this is a greater sense of legato and singing that's happening really between the notes. So here we go. I think that I can get a little bit more depth into the sound. So real quick, I'm gonna do some really ugly sounds that I think are gonna be they're gonna be fun. Here goes. I felt like I was a little notey with the 16th notes, so what I want to do is get a sense of breath flow moving through them. So here we go. Cool. So now I'm going to move that on to a vowel. I'm actually going to use an oo vowel for where we are in the registration. I'm going to picture as though there is a water slide of air just coming out of my mouth. Yeah, I have to wonder why. That's the only place where there are 16th notes in the score, and I wonder why Barber chose to put that little turn there. I'm going to think of it as being sneaky, slithering through these woods and slithering through these 16th notes. Okay, cool. About 45 minutes on the clock. I've changed location because I had to put my phone on the charging pad. For the next 15 minutes or so, I'm going to focus on getting myself from the single vowel into the vowels of the words themselves. That's going to give me more legato, it's going to give me more evenness, and it's going to allow me to sing a beautiful line through the vowels of these notes. So here we go. Yeah, that one felt really, really juicy. And the thing to be careful with this is making sure that all of the articulation is coming from changing the vowel rather than anything that you're doing in your throat. Feeling depth, feeling depth, feeling depth. Yeah, that one felt good. time. There are a couple places in my score, I'm not sure how well you can see, but I have written B-A-B, and B-A-B stands for big ass breath. There are a couple phrases here that are just a little long, and they're in a particularly low register. Barber marks a phrase line, so I'm going to see if I can do them in one breath, and I'm going to start by doing them all neutral. Good, that feels easy enough. Okay, so same thing. Now I'm going to move on to the vowels of the words themselves. Good, there was an H before the D natural, so I'm going to try that again. No, that wasn't the breath I wanted. Really, the hardest thing about singing long phrases is making sure that you get that breath in between. We don't have time to stop, right? We have to kind of just keep going. What I'm gonna do here is I'm going to chain together these two phrases still on vowels, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to completely pause. Exhale, then inhale, and go at it again. Now I'm going to see if I can narrow that space a little bit. Big fat dissonance on the third beat of measure 9, 10, 11, 12. My little horse, so that pitch has to be really accurate. Going on. Must think it queer. So then that resolves to something more consonant with that implied. To stop. This is where it gets weird. To stop without a farmhouse near. Now I'm wondering where that D natural is coming from, why he's using that. It's the only note marked in the score other than the E sharp that's an accidental. I think that that's going to be the surprise of the horse being unsure why this stop is happening. So I'm going to sing that one more time, playing slowly, seeing if I can anyway. There's still a dog on my lap, people, just so you know. He just wants very badly to be part of this experience. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. I feel like I am a little tense rising up to the D natural, so I'm going to sing this whole line on kind of a neutral vowel. What that's going to do is it's going to neutralize the tongue placement, and I'm not going to worry about making any particular type of sound. I'm just going to worry about making it as easy as possible. For my little horse. to a different place. I feel it go sort of backwards in my mouth, rather than being kind of stuck here. And I think that following that direction is going to give me a little bit more dynamic control. I'm going to try it one more time. Yeah, so that feels like it has more clarity of pitch. It feels a lot softer in my mind. I suspect it's not that much softer on the outside. Our mind does play tricks on us like that. Our ears do anyway. Oh no, I got distracted by a note when I was supposed to be thinking about textures. Happens all the time, people. Okay, so next we've got this. Try to decide what it is I have to do there. Okay, Downy Flake, and then woods are lovely, dark and deep. We're getting the same fourth species, or fifth species? I don't know, counterpoint going. And in high register this time, which I'm taking to mean that it has to be very tender and delicate. And then all of a sudden, and miles to go, I get this too many ledger lines. Yeah, with a deceptive cadence. And miles to go before I sleep. So there's this offbeat eighth note pattern going on, which I'm going to take to mean is sort of agitated. So, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Ugh, that there's got to be ridiculously high. Okay. With 40 seconds on the clock, what I'm going to do is just audiate. At this point, I'm going to look through this score and imagine it. And that, friends, is the sound of me being out of time. So here we go. Take two. All right, folks, with an hour's worth of work, this is what I have prepared. So I hope that you enjoy it. What these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. See me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My Alright, there you have it. If you think voice lessons might be something that you enjoy, I am linking my information in the description. You can sign up. And that is about all I have time for. I think I have more than enough footage to scrub through at this point. It's cold out there, friends, so stay warm, stay cozy, stay honest, stay you. Bye-bye.